Hi, I'm Himavan Verma, and you're watching my show on the balancing act. Today, we will be discussing about creating positivity. Time and again, we are told to have a positive attitude towards life. Sometimes it doesn't even make sense as we are going through so many negative things at a given time and life is utter chaos. But that is the time when positive attitude is required the most. Positive thinking that usually comes with optimism is a key part of effective stress management. And effective stress management is associated with many health benefits like increased lifespan, lower levels of distress, better psychological and physical well being, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular diseases, better coping skills during hardships and times of stress. Positive thinking doesn't mean that you keep your head in the sand and ignore life's less pleasant situations. Positive thinking just means that you approach unpleasantness in a more positive and productive way. You think the best is going to happen, not the worst. So let's talk more about this subject with an expert who's here on my show today. Hello. Today we have with us Mr. Rajat Ahuja, an entrepreneur and a facilitator of Art of Living. Welcome to the show, Rajat.
Thank you, Marvin.
So, Rajat, what made you start practicing Art of Living?
So initially, when the idea came to me of learning meditation, pranayama, or yoga asanas, so I thought that this is not my kind of a thing, as you say, not my cup of tea. So when I started practicing it and I underwent a workshop, I realized that this is much more than I was thinking. And it gave me immense pleasure to understand each and every aspects of the asanas and the pranayama. So, and I could realize that by practicing this in my regular life, it can really change the way I think, which obviously did.
So, do you think all our problems can be solved by being positive?
You see, when problem comes, when the time is not as per we think, the right time where what we say, because that is a time when a lot of learning happens. Why I say that? That think of a time when everything is going smooth in anyone's life. So there will be not much learning, but in challenging situation where the circumstances are not that favorable. So that is the time you learn those skills to deal with the not so good time.
So, Rajat, how does one train himself to be positive when he may have lost everything?
Well, you see, we live in two different worlds. One is the outer world where we work, we have relationship, where all the things are happening around us. And second is our inner world. What is that inner world means is that how well coordinated are we with ourselves, how better we understand our own feeling, our own mind, things like this. So if in the outer world, everything is falling apart and nothing is in place, you say, we lost in a business, or we lost the job, or some relationship shattered us badly. So that is a time when we really have to go inside in the inner world and introspect that how can my inner world be more stronger so that I can be more effective in the outer world. So that's how you can come out of it.
I agree. So, how does one sustain this positivity?
You see, we have to understand the nature. You call it the mother nature or God or however you want to name it. But nature works in a different way. For example, we have deserts in Rajasthan. I'm talking about India. It's a versatile country. And we have things like Himalayas where in Siachen where the temperature goes to -40. So if you see, the nature has variation in it. If you call it, you may call it as an opposite, right? The heat and the cold weather. But actually, if you see, it is not opposite. They are completing each other. They are complementary to each other. So understanding this also in life, because when we face the bad times in life, we rarely get disturbed out of it. We lose our, our balance of mind. We lose that stability that we had in our mind. So understanding that the opposite side which is happening to me is part of it. Like suppose if I am going through not so good time, how can one realize it? Only when you go inside, into the inner world and see that sometimes back it was absolutely fine, I was relaxed. That is why now, due to some reason, I am not so comfortable with the situation. So this is not opposite. Life goes like this, side by side. So if I toss a coin and you ask me head, and if I tell you take the head and give me the tail part, it is not possible. So life is the values which are opposite, they are actually complementing each other. That how, if we understand this, then the life doesn't be, it is not stressful.
Why is there stress in life?
Look, when you say stress, it is, I think, because we don't live our life 100%. How I would explain this, that think that, we have worked hard in our office, now we are going back home. But do you think while going and while spending time with your family, do you think that is a time when you are actually out from your mind also? No. That is also a time when you are thinking about your office or your next day routine or your meeting followed, lot of things which goes on. And especially if somebody is not well in your house or something which is not great which is happening. When you go to office, you carry that thing. Always. So mind is either stuck somewhere else other than where you're sitting. So because that is the thing which is constantly happening, it creates stress in our life.
So Rajat, how does one stop the flow of negative thoughts?
For this, we need to understand how the kite flies. Why I say this, when you're flying a kite, it goes as the air is going. But what controls the kite is the string. So likewise, our mind is like a kite, and to control our mind, the string is breath. It is very interesting to know how our breath works, what is the functionality of our breath, which is directly related to our mind. So pranayam makes you understand, while practicing pranayam, you are able to control the thoughts and remove that negativity or that bombarding kind of a negative thoughts when you are practicing it for a longer period. So it might help.
All right. How does one balance his energies only to support his cause?
Yeah, so to answer this, I would say we have been talking a lot about positivity and negativity. So there are three things which help you greatly. If there is some imbalance in your body, like you're feeling tired or there is some pain or whatever, something like this, which you're not feeling fit from your body level. So you can practice yoga. Asanas I'm talking about. Yoga is a large term, but let's talk about one aspect of it, which is yoga asanas, hatha yoga, which we say. So by practicing yoga, you gain a lot of physical energy. And when we say meditation, while I just mentioned that, consciously when you are resting your mind, that is in meditation. So that again gives you a lot of strength, because your mind, when is in restful mode, whenever it comes in action, the body and the mind, so it is more effective. So meditation can help. And third is pranayama. What is pranayama? Why it is necessary is because, you will be amazed to know that we only breathe 30% from our lung capacity. And pranayama help us to oxygenate our body from inside. So, when your body is energized, when your mind is relaxed, and when you are ready, that is a time when you are ready to face any challenge in your life. So, you're more effective.
Do you think that practicing meditation makes one happy?
Yeah, certainly. Because, when we are tired or after a long day, we take a good sleep, right? So that is a time when our body is resting. But tell me, when is our mind resting? It is not resting at all, because even if you're sleeping, your mind is still working, dreaming, and all the incidents that happened, it might go through in your mind, during the sleep. So when is the mind resting? And we have to understand what meditation does. While you're meditating, you're consciously making your mind relax. You're consciously making an effort, not effort, but you're consciously aware of what's happening around you, not sleeping, but making your mind rest. That's how, gradually, while practicing meditation, you may calm your mind, and it will lead to happiness in life.
It has been a great interaction, Rajat. Thank you so much for being a part of the show.
Thank you, Himavan. It was my pleasure to be here.
Thank you.